Paris Saint-Germain, the reigning Cup Winners' Cup holders and one of the modern game's most consistent European performers. 5 semi-finals in the last 5 years with their rich blend of Brazilian and French talent. Liverpool's European pedigree is beyond question, but a routine passage through to the semi-finals won't have been the best preparation for the task that lies ahead tonight. Coming up live from the Parc des Princes in Paris, the Cup Winners' Cup semi-final, Act 1, Paris Saint-Germain against Liverpool. Hello, good evening. It's 12 years since Liverpool last reached a European final, but if they're to continue the pursuit of the one trophy yet to find its way to Anfield, they have first to knock out the very talented holders of the Cup Winners' Cup. Glenn Hoddle is with us, and also Ian Wright, a proud holder of a Cup Winners' Cup medal. Glenn, PSG, hugely experienced.
Yeah, they've got a lot of European experience, Bob. Being the holders as well, they're going to obviously fancy their chances to regain that trophy. They've got good individuals. The one thing that goes against them this season is they're not particularly having good form in the league. I think they're 12 points behind Monaco at this moment in time.
They are.
And they're not quite functioning how they were last year, but still a good time.
And Liverpool, Ian, and they lost to Coventry at the weekend. Suddenly, have they got the self-belief? Have they got what it takes to win a European trophy?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think that, obviously, with them going for the championship as well, I think this is one of the main things they want to, excuse me, they want to win. They haven't won the Cup Winners' Cup, and I think they'll, I really fancy them to do it this season. OK, let's have a look at the teams straight away here then. And Glenn, lots of experience, as we said, in that side, lots of play. I guess Rai is the key, isn't he, the playmaker? That's
right, he's the midfield playmaker. He'll sort of have a free role, and being Brazilian, there's times when he can turn a game on his own. He's very strong, he's physically strong, and Leonardo's the other Brazilian there, who's a little bit lightweight, but got a sweet left peg. And
he's the guy who we remember from the World Cup getting sent off.
That's right, he got sent off in the World Cup. But they've got a good balance between individuals and some team players there. Le Guent, who's a very good player, number 6 there, left footer, got a sweet left foot. So they've got a good balance. Yeah,
Stan Collimore's in there, Ian, alongside Robbie Fowler.
Yeah, Stan was saying to me earlier on in the week that if he plays, he fancies himself to score. And I fancy him as well, because I feel if Stan can drop off and get the ball and run at him, I don't think they'll be ready for that. And, you know, I think I think Stan's going to be a key man for Liverpool tonight.
Plus Fowler, of course. You've got a great admiration for him, haven't you? He scored 4 on the bounce, which equals the Liverpool European record. He's looking for a new record.
I fancy him. I fancy him to do it. I think he can do anything he wants when it comes to striking. I think he's unbelievable.
It's a very, very important night for both teams.
Oh, very much so. It's a big game, semi-final, Cup Winners' Cup, you know. But Liverpool will want to go there and get a good result. But I think the fact that Stan Collymore and Robbie Fowler, Roy's gone with both of them, I think he's looking for the away goal.
OK, thanks for the moment. Well, let's get the latest news from Paris itself with Gary Newbon. He's talking to John Barnes and first, Roy Evans.
What do you think the outcome's likely to be tonight?
Well, you can never tell in football. I mean, you have to be a mind reader, but it'll be an open game. I think there'll be chances. I think they will try to attack it, obviously, at home. We just have to be careful, and we have to defend well as well. But it's important that we get a goal, and it would be even nicer to get a win.
Well, it's going to be a difficult match because, of course, they're a quality side. They've got quality players throughout the team. They've got a lot of European experience. They've been in 4 or 5 semi-finals of European competition in the last 5-6 years. So it's going to be a big test for us. But I think if we can get a good result here, I mean, we'd like to score a goal and get a draw. We'd like to win 2 or 3-0. But I think if we can score and get a good result, the goal is very important for us.
Roy, you're playing 2 players up front. In the last 2 away matches in this competition, you played 1 up front. What's the thinking there?
Well, I just think the partnership Robbie and Stan has been doing quite well. And again, we feel we've a chance to get goals against this team. And the balance of the side, you know, with Stan Robbie has been going OK. So we decided to stay with the same lineup.
Yes, and we wish them well. We're close to kick-off time now, PSG versus Liverpool. It's coming up after the break. Welcome back to our Cup Winners' Cup semi-final. Ian Wright, prediction for you, PSG or Liverpool?
I'm going Liverpool 2-0, Stan and Robbie.
Really, even in the Parc des Princes? You're just saying what a wonderful stadium that is, by the way. You played there against PSG for Arsenal.
Yeah, it's not many teams that go there and beat PSG over 2 legs. You know, it has been done. We've done it. But I think Liverpool beat them tonight. I think they won't have enough for Stan and Robbie tonight.
Right. OK, Glenn?
Yeah, I think if they don't get an early goal, Paris, I can see Liverpool winning 2-1. I mean, I'm not the world's greatest tipster, but I'm going for a 2-1 win. I just feel they're not quite the side that they were last season. And I think if Liverpool can get their rhythm and their game going, and they are a passing side.
They didn't do that at the weekend.
Well, they didn't, but they did create a lot of chances, Bob. And
yeah,
I think on another night
true.
with Stan and Robbie, as Ian rightly said, they've got a chance, a big chance.
Yeah, well, that's two of you going. I'll go also for Liverpool as well, so we're all set in that front. Now then, they are just about set to go in the Parc des Princes in Paris. So it's Paris Saint-Germain against Liverpool in the semi-final, first leg of the Cup Winners' Cup. Commentary this evening comes from Ron Atkinson and Clive Tilsley.
Thank you, Bob. Good evening, everyone. And it is.
C'est surtout baisser l'ambiance parce que.
To match their red shirts. It's been a nostalgic return for many of them to the scene of their 1981 European Cup success over Real Madrid. Mind you, most of the team tonight was still in junior school then. Referee, incidentally, is the experienced German Helmut Krug. Roy Evans has named the anticipated Liverpool lineup. Just one change from the defeat by Coventry City on Sunday. Mark Wright was suspended. He replaces Bjorn Tora Kramer, who's ineligible. Roy Evans, who started with a lone striker for the last two away legs, kicks off with both Stan Collymore and Robbie Fowler. Paris Saint-Germain field 7 of the men who played in last year's final, including the match winner in Brussels, number 4 Bruno and Gotti. The two most familiar names there are the Brazilians, Captain Rai and fullback turned striker Leonardo. He partners leading scorer Patrice Loco, who with the goalkeeper Bernard Lamar are the only French international regulars in that team now. Lamar's future is in question following news last week that he tested positive for cannabis use before a national game back in February. A suspension seems inevitable, although I'm assured that it won't happen until this cup run is over. Very convenient. There is the referee, Helmut Krug. It's Paris in the springtime, the most romantic time and place on earth. And who am I here with? Ron Atkinson. Ron, you were involved at the sharp end of Coventry's victory at Liverpool on Sunday. What were your observations on their performance?
Yeah, I definitely think the inclusion of Ian Wright was... I rather think you might play on the right-hand side of the three defenders. We showed him in the centre. I'd be surprised if he didn't play on the right-hand side. Mateo in the centre. Very pleased that Roy Evans has kept his two front players in. I mean, they missed chances over the weekend, but they make as many chances there. I'm sure they'll pop some away. Be very interested to look at their front two. Heard so much about Loco, apparently lives up to his name from time to time. As you said, Leonardo playing up front, never seen him there before.
Paris Saint-Germain may be second in the French league, maybe European semi-finalists again, but they've had more critics than friends here in France this season. They went 4 months without winning a single game here at the Parc des Princes, either side of Christmas. Juventus beat them 6-1 here in the European Super Cup, and just last month they became the victims of the greatest shock in the history of the French Cup. Listen to this, 4-1 up away to an amateur team with 15 minutes left. They finished 4-4, went to extra time and penalties, and out they went. And the knives are out for Paris Saint-Germain in France at the moment. Liverpool in their change strip, and the slightly off-white shirts and black shorts. It's part 2 of ITV's European semi-final double bill. Old Trafford and Anfield to come in a fortnight's time. It's 12 years since we've seen this level of English involvement in the climax of the European club season. Number 22, a teenager, Domi, has come in at left-back because their regular left-back, Canady, is suspended. Robbie Fowler penalised. There are a couple of players short of full strength. Alain Roche, the experienced defender, is injured. And there is young Domi, who's actually been out injured for 6 weeks, and how ironic that he comes in to replace a left-back named Kennedy on the ground where Alan Kennedy won the trophy for Liverpool all those years ago. Now at this end, Liverpool are defending. Le Guen. This is Guérin. Squeezed through to Leroy. On by Coe into the corner for Leonardo. It's a throw into Paris Saint-Germain. This is Rai, the tall and elegant former Brazilian skipper. Now Guérin, who was a fixture in the French side during Euro 96, but has been jettisoned by Aimé Jacquet since then. Now Domi, the young fullback. Redknapp across to put him under pressure. Rai did well. This is Leonardo, a little bit of space for him, and a good save by David James, and he will feel a whole lot better after that. Well held.
Yeah, but I'm sure Roy Evans won't feel so clever about it. There was a gaping hole in the centre of his defence. All his defenders went absent. And Leonardo, actually, I thought could have taken this one in again. Look at the gap between defenders. I thought for a minute it's a fine shot. Fortunately, he managed to grab hold of it, but I thought for a minute he was going to run through a great big gap in the centre of the defence.
Wasn't on his favoured foot either. He is a naturally left-footed player, Leonardo.
Well, I had a feeling, as I said at the start, that Mark Wright would go and play on the right-hand side to deal with the threat coming from here now.
This is Patrice Loco. Oh, and an overlapping run by Loire. An important clearance by Matteo. Liverpool stretched in these opening moments. Now Guérin. Down the right-hand side for the attacking fullback Fournier. That was ambitious.
Yeah, what's happened, Clive? Harkness has gone over to play on the right-hand side of the three at the back. And it looks very much as if Roy Evans has said to Mark Wright, you marshal the three in there. But in the opening stages, we've seen them all over the show. And 2 attacks have been pulled all over the place.
Good of his control letting him down.
You know, the Liverpool manager has stated the need for, although he's picked an attacking lineup, for defensive solidness. But it's got to be remembered, you know, he's got 2 comparatively inexperienced defenders in the heart of his defence tonight. And both of them are left-sided players.
Leonardo onto his favoured left side. Coe has got forward on the far side. It came off McAteer. It'll be a corner. Liverpool creating 1 or 2 problems for themselves in these opening moments. Guérin will take the corner. Le Guen is forward from the back, so is Ngodi. Turned away by John Barnes in the near post, hit by Fournier. It's a bit of a speculator. It came off Matteo. This is Guérin. All in there. It's Loco, but the flag is up. It won't count. Patrice Loco denied by the offside decision.
Yeah, the linesman's up like a shot here, actually.
That's tight.
Yeah, it's tight, but it's off.
Ironically, Loco scored a hat-trick in the quarter-final in Athens, which repaired the damage from a goalless coat leg, and certainly, in my opinion, 2 of 3 goals he scored there were offside. Maybe some kind of rough justice for him there, working in Liverpool's favour. He was far off being level with McAteer on the far side.
We've actually seen them given when a player comes out of the pack, and although he's offside, they're in trouble again.
The last time Leonardo, who's handled the ball.
It's a very urgent first 5 minutes, isn't it? I mean, as I say, on the offside goal, we've seen those allowed on many occasions where a player appears to come from the pack. I think what Liverpool must try and do now is try and calm the game down a little bit. They've hardly had a chance to get a feel of the ball. There's 2 or 3 of them haven't touched the ball yet. They might as well, for now, set up a little passing routine, which is their game anyway. In other words, take the sting out of it a little bit.
They've had a dozen or so touches the ball here. Barnes on the ball. McAteer McAteer to McManaman. Now Collymore, now McAteer. Redknapp. It's a half-hearted appeal as Gerrard blocked a pass meant for McManaman. And now Loco is stretching Liverpool on the break. His control was excellent. He has support. Coe has got beyond him. Mark Wright managed to stand his ground. But here's Rye arriving on the scene, and Bjornaby there in the nick of time. Slipped away from McManaman. Gerrard has played Loco in here. Support from Benoit Coe. Vincent Gerrard. Now Laurent Fournier. Head away by John Barnes. Towards the head of Wright. Won well by Dominic Matteo. Recording of Paris Saint-Germain's victory in Athens in the last round, and they did work very hard to pressure the ball when the home team had it. We've seen that again tonight.
I just wonder whether they might have taken in contingency plans for McManaman, which an awful lot of English league sides are now doing. It just appears that Guerin's just going to play in his normal area, and then if McManaman comes into that, he'll just go against him. Don't get the impression he's going to dog him all over the field tonight.
Here's Ngotti, his 35-yard free kick won the final a year ago. Right into the path of 48. That's a useful cross too, and a very important header by McAteer. Cleared by Barnes. Fowler just trying to get a hold of the ball and set up a Liverpool attack. Collimore's pace and strength being matched by Ngotti. Given away to McAteer. Fowler, McManaman. Collymore stretching off balance, couldn't bring the ball under his spell.
I think the thing Liverpool get, you know, if they do manage to resist the attacks from PSG, they'll have a chance themselves to play, because they do leave a lot of space in their midfield. I mean, the likes of Redknapp and Barnes should start bossing it, and I'm sure they can release McManaman in those areas. He's going to get a lot of space.
John Barnes has said this week that a club like Liverpool should be winning at least one trophy per year. Expectations of Paris Saint-Germain are just as high. They won nothing in France last season. They'll win nothing again this season. Liverpool have a healthy fear of finishing empty-handed again. It's a major motivation for them. A very big month ahead of them. Dominic Matteo. Mark Wright. Now Steve Harkness. Looking long towards the head of Stan Collymore. 1-2, just squirted beyond Robbie Fowler. Ngotti only as far as Collymore. Coe doing some covering work on behalf of his defenders. A bit of space now for Bjornaby, found by Barnes. McManaman making a run beyond him. Bjornaby's cross, not one of his best, cut out by Gerrard. Strong play by Fournier. This is Rye. Matteo kept his eye on the ball. McManaman to McAteer. Throw-in conceded by Coe.
You know, the most apparent thing to me at the moment is watching the Liverpool three central defenders. I'm not too sure they're always focused, particularly the two, as I say, the two young ones. I'm not too sure they're always focused on the players they're playing against. Very often you look at Leonardo or Loco, and they appear to be absolutely on their own. We saw the one chance that Leonardo had when he got through, but on other occasions when the ball hasn't reached him, Loco's had plenty of good areas to run in.
Fowler just leaving his man off the ball there to concede a free kick. top of Matteo for Leonardo. Turned into Patrice Loco. Loa. James came and punched, and this is Coe, and James made a terrific save. Still Benoit Coe, it's Leonardo, it's 1-0. Less than 11 minutes played. Leonardo, the Brazilian, has given Paris Saint-Germain the lead. It was another difficult moment for David James.
Yeah, but I think it's been on the cards. They've looked nervous. They've looked at the back. They've looked very, very nervous. All started down the right-hand side. We see James parry one. I'm not too sure on the first one. I thought he should have done better with the punch, to be fair. And there he is, Leonardo. It's a tap-in for him. But it's at the end of several mistakes. I mean, that's a nothing-y ball. It's in there. It's an awkward one. He should come in. I'm not happy with that. I think he should have come and cleaned the lot out with that. He redeemed himself a bit there, but he's not able to get back and make the second stop.
There has been a question mark against the Liverpool goalkeeper on 4 of 5 that they've conceded in the last month. Ironically, the month of his first England cap. He's had such a good season up until that run. Guerin testing him from long range, and he saw that a little bit late in the day. And whilst he made a marvellous save in the midst of the build-up to the goal, you have to believe that if only he could have come through McAteer and cleared better from the original cross, none of what followed would have happened.
I think you see Guerin there is testing him again, isn't he? We know Guerin can fire shots from any distance, but I think he will have been encouraged by what happened for the goal. Try and catch the keeper while he's a bit nervous.
Barnes caught in possession by Guerin. Loco stumbling. Barnes unable to recover. This is Loa. It might run for Rai. Referee has stopped play and penalised Liverpool. They're very much on the back foot at the moment.
Oh, they're all over the place at the moment. I mean, they're unbalanced. As I say, two left-sided defenders playing in the centre of the defence. Mark Wright, really, I think when I've seen Mark Wright, I think he's happier on the right-hand side.
Number 4, Bruno Ngotti, won the Captain's Cup final last season from longer range than this, admittedly with the help of deflection. Instead, it's Rai with the curled free kick. James untroubled this time.
I'm trying to think. I've got a feeling I've seen him score one of these against England once, didn't he, in America?
He's 31 now, Rai, 32 next month. He was actually injured 10 minutes into last year's Captain's Cup final, limped out of it, but has had a good season after a difficult start when he came here from Brazil in '93. And if he remained in their team throughout the '94 World Cup in the States, he would have lifted the World Cup, but he lost his place. Redknapp has found Collymore. It's worth a try, and he believes it's worth a corner, but he's not going to get one. They just need a foothold in the game, something to lift their spirits at the moment.
Yeah, they need at least that. I mean, at the moment, there's so much going wrong. I mean, it stems from the defence. The defence hasn't been anywhere near as solid as Roy would have liked it. They're getting overrun in midfield, certainly. You were talking about Rai. Rai's having his own little battle with John Barnes, and at the moment, he's winning it.
Here is Rai with Barnes in close proximity and conceding a free kick. Guerin's pass, that was a little ambitious, looking for Fournier overlapping.
Yeah, but that's how the goal originated, with a strong run off the ball from this fella. Down the right-hand side, ball tucked over the top, and then we had all the problems that stemmed from there.
Paris Saint-Germain are only the third team in history to reach 5 consecutive European semi-finals, emulating Real Madrid, Ajax, and in all, French clubs have played in 15 semis over the last 8 years. It's quite a record, and yet only the discredited Marseille team in the European Cup final, and then Paris Saint-Germain last year have actually won European finals for France. English teams have won 24, let us not forget, and Liverpool 6 of those. looking to re-establish that kind of reputation on mainland Europe.
Of which an awful lot was built on absolute stone-blind solid defending, wasn't it? By some great defenders, it must be said.
Stolen by Coe. Leonardo is offside. It won't count.
He's offside, but I don't think that's anything at all to do with defenders. I just don't think the defenders could get to him. I mean, if he'd have held his run, I still believe the same space was on for him.
That is another very
No,
dubious
he's not off.
decision.
He's not off. That sometimes happens when fellas just play on the shoulder of defenders, but he is unfortunate there. But once again, big question marks. Big question marks about the back players.
Fowler towards Redknapp. Won by Coe. Now Rye. Get up. That's a lovely pass for Leonardo. Headed away by Barnes, but it's only as far as Coe. Get up. Domi. White just got to it. Redknapp, Barnes trying to tidy up. Fowler, it's better towards Björneby. Leonardo. Eventually got his free kick. It's difficult to believe that this is the player who looked the best left back in the World Cup until he flattened Tabaremos in San Francisco and got himself suspended for the competition, and here he is now playing as an out-and-out forward.
And looks as if he played there all his life, doesn't he? He's making good runs, he's receiving. He's the right thorn in Liverpool's side at the moment.
Fowler to Björneby, who is getting a little bit of space down this left-hand side.
He's getting it deep in his own half. I think the two wing-backs have got to try and, if they can, once Liverpool establish some midfield play, they've got to try and get on their bikes a little bit.
Björneby has found Collymore here, and he's testing Ngotti. He got in a cross of sorts, albeit under pressure.
I mean, the first-class example is what Fournier has done for PSG on a couple of occasions, where he's gone on strong positive runs off the ball, and they've been able to spot him in. I think the Liverpool wing-backs are getting an awful lot of possession, but they're getting it very, very deep in their own half. That's a good ball. This is where he can pick up the pace.
Redknapp to McAteer. Coe did well against him. Liverpool have to make do with a throw-in.
But even then, you felt as Redknapp pinged the one out to him, you thought, go on, take it in your stride and get at it.
Right to Björneby. It's towards Fowler. It's easy for Domi, but he's found only McAteer, and now Redknapp miscued, came off Fowler, the goalkeeper hung on. Robbie Fowler just got a touch as Jamie Redknapp tried to guide a shot into the danger area.
Just wonder what he'd have given with Collymore here if they'd had gone in the net. I think he might have been forced to give Collymore off then, although there's certainly no flag from the linesman without them scoring.
Collymore has been penalised.
He hits it into the ground there.
Le Guen. High and hopeful towards Fournier. Barnes has won a free kick. Noah's foot was a little high.
John Barnes looks like one they've certainly singled out. They've given him absolutely no time at all. Wherever he's on the ball, there's very heavy pressure applied to him. This is one of the few occasions he's been able to get his head up and look for a pass.
Fowler. Here's Collymore. It's taken away from him by Gerrard. Picked his pocket. Won back by McAteer. McManaman, Bjornaby threatening to offer him
where
support.
Bjornaby should go. Just go now. Go.
He's gone. Got across him too towards Collymore. It came off Ngotti, who got himself in front of Collymore.
But what happens then? They're going to move. They're going to shift defenders backwards. They're going to make the French defend a little bit.
Some time for England's best club sides to get back up to speed in the chase for Europe's major honours. Almost a generation of players missed out on the experience. Whatever the true status of our top teams in the continental pecking order, they've suffered from a lack of know-how as much from the restrictions that were imposed on them by the number of foreigners they were permitted to play. Repeal of those regulations just coincided with English sides finding their way around Europe again, and the result, 2 semi-finals on successive nights. And whatever the feelings for Liverpool or Manchester United of the committed fans of other clubs, the benefits are bountiful for all of English football, and especially for Glenn Hoddle. Good young English players here gaining experience at the top level. 10 English born in the Liverpool team. Collymore to McManaman. Fowler. Barnes. McManaman. It's McAteer, the English-born Irishman. And this way through to Ngotti, who was able to clear quite comfortably. Misdirected pass by Hartness brings a promising move to a disappointing conclusion. The Paris Saint-Germain goal was scored after 11 minutes by the Brazilian Leonardo, and it's a goal that overall they deserved. More towards Fowler. Sharp defending by Domi. Lewa. He's run from Koe, but it asks an awful lot of him. Taking a chance with Leonardo. So Liverpool's passing has been rather careless. Good work by Redknapp. McManaman, plenty happening to his right in particular. Steve McManaman. Here's Jason McAteer. First touch wasn't the best. Managed to hook it in towards Fowler, and Lamar had to be there.
There was a good continuity about the move, wasn't it? On one or two other occasions, McAteer's checked the ball, turned back in field, but this one he's taken out of his feet. Fowler's doing his utmost to try to get to the near post. Took a deflection. I'm a bit surprised he didn't get a corner on that.
Presumably Fowler's head turning behind.
Yeah, I thought Fowler looked as if he was out of play actually there, Clive. But the linesman's far better placed than we are.
Like you to be nice to officials.
I still don't think he was right, by the way, but he is.
It's a disappointing ball from Fowler. He might have a chance to get it back here. 22 yesterday, Robbie Fowler. We expect a lot of him.
Well, he's a magnificent player. I'll tell you what he's doing tonight. He's playing right up front against the last man all the while. I'm sat... Oh, no.
He's got a free kick.
They are nervous at the back. They're not convincing at all at the back. But I'm suddenly against us, you know, what he kept doing, he kept dropping off. He kept dropping off about 10 yards off the front. And he didn't get some good ball play to him from midfield players. At the moment, both he and Collymore are fairly easy mark.
It's fallen for McManaman. Redknapp. McAteer. Bjornaby. Liverpool players are not getting a lot of time on the ball. Very industrious performance by Paris Saint-Germain so far. Be interesting to see if they can maintain this level of energy through the evening. Barnes to squeeze in for Fowler. It'll come for Collymore instead, and now McManaman. Here's Björneby. That's a more testing cross. Robbie Fowler's there, and Lamar had to save. Liverpool's best moment of the night so far.
There's also the combination of their best passing movement of the night. They kept the ball for some time. Good ball in from Björneby. Can't quite get enough leverage there, Fowler. But that's encouraging. That shows them that they've got to pop the ball about nice and bright and then finish up in these wing-back positions fairly high up the field.
The amazing thing about Fowler is that his strike rate for Liverpool has actually improved in each of his 4 seasons. It's up close to 3 goals in every 4 games this season, and at times he's been playing as a lone striker.
That's phenomenal. It's also, you know, he's very, very underrated in the air. I think he's got this knack where he can spring between people.
Well, we'll see what Barnes was trying to do, but maybe halfway inside your own half isn't the best place to do it. It's foul Guérin and his anxiety to atone for his error. Leonardo. Harkness to Redknapp. Fowler. Domi there ahead of McAteer. Redknapp has been the pick of the Liverpool passes so far. McManaman out to McAteer. Harkness. Here is Redknapp. Matteo to Björneby. Björneby was under pressure when Barnes' pass arrived from Fournier.
Well, you made the point earlier about how well they press in the top half of the field. I mean, they don't just go isolated, they tend to go in numbers.
Just waited their moment to pick off the weak player there. Björneby crowded out again. Now Leroy looking for Loco, finding Wright. Lovely ball from Domi, crossed in by Leonardo, who would be expected to produce something a little bit more telling than that. Lucy, sorry. Collymore has found Fowler here. Nothing ahead of him, other than defenders. Redknapp, McAteer. McManaman. Too much there. He was looking for some movement ahead of him, in fairness to Steve McManaman. Foul by McAteer. Had the best part of half an hour, and they really haven't got started yet, have they?
No, I mean, there's an example just a little bit earlier when Fowler got the little touch on from Collymore. I fully expected to see the McAteer or McManaman fly off the ball down the right-hand side. And they were always running and thinking, go on, play the ball safe, play a safe pass. Instead of playing, if they were at Anfield, they'd be sort of steaming on looking for the ball behind people.
Loco into the path of Leonardo. Toé. Leonardo, let it run, this is Wright. Inviting Fournier to come forward. There are 5 in the box here, but the ball doesn't reach them. Barnes gets it clear. One back by Domi, in by Guérin, and Leonardo just couldn't quite control it. Sharp pass, but good one.
So the Liverpool success maxim over the years, and it's been pass and move. Pass and move is always the thing that's been, if you like, the gospel. They're doing plenty of passing, you know.
This is Domi from Leonardo's pass. Well, Loco was up at his shoulder. He went for glory with a shot across David James, but well wide of the far post. Nice little interchange on the edge of the box between Domi here and Leonardo.
Now look how he runs. This is what I'm on about. He's gone as if he means it. He knows he's going to get the return. He's gone through 3 Liverpool defenders there. It's very unfortunate not to put them further ahead. That's something I think Liverpool aren't doing, as I said, about to make the point earlier. They're passing, but there's not enough driving movement. I mean, I know this fella, for instance, Stan Collymore, likes the ball to feet, but maybe he's got to get on his bike a little bit more and say, go on, put a few balls behind defenders, make them turn, let me go after it a bit. At the moment, the defenders are having a comfortable ride. That's the Paris Saint-Germain defenders.
McManaman's header loose. Coe. Leonardo. Loire trying to get ahead of him. It's right covering. Away by Steve Harkness.
Yeah, it's very unbalanced, Steve Harkness, at the moment, playing in that particular position. I must say I've never seen him play there before. Have you? Clive possibly has played there once or twice, but he's playing against people that are pushing right up against him.
It's a bit of a curiosity. Liverpool have some excellent central defenders. Phil Babb and Neil Ruddock on the bench tonight, but they're left-footed too. And Bjorn Tore Kwame, who is, since coming to the club from Rosenborg, has given them some balance, has already played for his former club in the Champions League this season and isn't eligible for this competition. Bjornaby to Collymore. Well, we know what he's capable of from that kind of range.
Yeah, that's all right. That sets people off. That can trigger it. I mean, it's a super ball from Bjornaby. Flicked it over a couple of defenders' heads. That's a lovely-looking ball, that. To straighten himself. And as you say, we've seen him batter some of those in at Anfield.
It was his display as a substitute against Bergen and Anfield in the last round, which won him his place back in the team. And on into the England squad. He was on the bench against Mexico. That's a poor ball from McAteer, straight to Rye, on by Loire. Well, the Harkness was in the way there because Leonardo was on his way otherwise. Harkness trying to protect the ball down by the flag, but that's about the best that he could hope for. Domi. Put up by Loire to Wright. Domi. Met with purpose by Mark Wright. Good control from Collymore. On by Fowler now to Redknapp. McManaman. McAteer will handball past him. He was just behind him in actual fact, the fullback. Now McAteer.
Yeah, but it's got to go with more drive. I mean, McAteer is one of the best driving fullbacks in the game.
Leonardo out to Loire. That reach Loco.
And I was just focused on the Liverpool fans, and there's a fair contingent of them over there, you know. And quite honestly, they are as nervous, I think, as the defenders. I think they sense that all is not well in the camp at the moment, not in the camp, but on the bench. And you can tell by their reaction there's hardly any sort of noise or anything coming from their corner.
Loire. It's fallen for Wright. He turned it forward towards Leonardo, but James was alert to the danger. I think it's the fact that everywhere this Liverpool team goes, they are reminded of the achievements of their predecessors, especially somewhere like here. They could be forgiven for being sick of the sound of Dalglish and Souness and Hansen. Collymore into McManaman. It's quite run for him.
No, but I tell you what was encouraging there. At least Collymore made a strong run down the gully so he could link up with Bjornaby. And he's got to do more of that. He's got to run from the inside to the wings a little bit more and give his wide players an out ball.
The fact is that those great players from Liverpool's past set the standard for all English teams in Europe. In a different era, an even more competitive era maybe, this team are endeavouring to maintain a tradition at the same time forge their own reputation. They haven't really done themselves justice so far tonight. Redknapp losing out to Rye. This is Leonardo. He was sent tumbling by McManaman, and a free kick has been given as he tried to link up with his fellow countryman Rye.
Yeah, as soon as he pinged it into Rye, he was on his way, wasn't he? I think he's a bit. He's tangled up with McManaman here. It's got to be a free kick.
McManaman sarcastically applauded Leonardo for his fall.
I don't think he's good on that. I think he blocked him off in the middle of a 1-2 there, to be fair.
Standing over the ball in the foreground, number 6, Le Guen is a left-footed striker of the ball, and just out of picture, number 4, Ngotti, is a right-footed thumper of the ball. It's Ngotti, and deflected wide. Nothing very scientific about Ngotti's free kicks. It wasn't even on target, but it clipped McAteer. They have a corner out of it. Taken by Leonardo. Headed by Hart, just didn't really get the job done. Fowler. Good work by him. Collymore to Fowler. He's looking bright tonight, Robbie Fowler. McAteer. Free, straining to get forward, looking for a cross. McAteer provides. Ngotti away. Rye under pressure from Barnes. Nowhere to go, but Ngotti did the job for him. Bjornaby. That's McManaman just ahead of him. Couldn't quite get the ball to him. Barnes for Bjornaby. That's a better pass. Bit of craft about that. And it's a lovely cross too. Headed by Le Guen. Fournier. Good defending though by Paris Saint-Germain. They haven't conceded a goal here in this cup run so far this season. Only one in reaching the final at home last season. Barnes though has found Collymore. Here goes Fowler against Le Guen. It's Robbie Fowler. Well struck. Bernard Lamar had to make the diving save. Fowler looks to be one of the Liverpool players, one of the few Liverpool players playing up to form tonight. McAteer, now has that lifted Liverpool? Fowler there again, trying to head it back towards Collymore. Looking to set up goodness knows who, maybe caught a glimpse of the referee's shorts, which are the same colour as Liverpool's. It's a good pass, the referee. Instead, it's Loco breaking at the other end. Wright is back there.
I still feel it's necessary for Liverpool, for the wide players, Bjornaby and McAteer. They look as if they're the people that are going to get the best space to keep trying to gamble, keep trying to make positive runs. Once or twice, I think McAteer might be a bit encouraged to have a go at the last man on the outside. You know, pick up a head of steam instead of taking it up to him slowly to get at him. This is a great effort. Unfortunately, he's forced him a bit wide, and he can't quite get it back across the keeper. But that would be encouraging. The movement, the shrewd little through ball from Collymore.
Paris Saint-Germain are making a change here, and young Didier Domi, the stand-in left-back, has been replaced by number 17, Jimmy Algerino.
He looked as if he went through. You remember when he played a little 1-2 and got the shot at goal? He looks as if he maybe just nicked a hamstring or something like that.
This is Coe. Away from McAteer. he was looking for a free kick from Martin's right. Clearance wasn't the best. It hit Redknapp. They rather got away with that. Fowler looking for Björneby. Not giving very much away. They have religiously followed the same routine as they did here in 1981 when Evans was part of the coaching staff. Same hotel, same schedule. I finished that night in the Lido on the Champs-Élysées with the European Cup and a load of champagne on the table. So you stay with me tonight, Ron. I know where to go here. Long time ago. Loire. James unconvincing. Headed back by Leonardo, chance for Coe, it's 2-0. Benoit Coe has doubled Paris Saint-Germain's lead with 3 minutes of the first half remaining, and Liverpool's defending again was awful.
I was just thinking to myself, can they... Good decision by the referee, by the way, that's a foul. Yeah, let's play go on, deep cross, keeper should have done something much better with that. Carries it up into the air, Leonardo keeps it in the danger zone. And there's still a fraction of luck, could have hit any defender on the line, but he finds the only place it might have gone in the net. But scruffy, untidy, and untimely defending. Just think, could they get to half-time at 1-0, regroup? Maybe Evo could give him a little bit of his mind.
It's Paris Saint-Germain 2, Liverpool 0. Leonardo after 11 minutes, and now Benoit Coe after 42. And I'm not undertaking a witch hunt by any means here, but the goalkeeper, David James, would have to share the blame for both of the goals.
I mean, you're in a European semi-final, and defenders as well, to be fair. The whole lot of them have been untidy, I think, defensively. But you've come away semi-final of a European Championship against a side that's playing well, and to gift goals like they have done tonight. For whatever reason, whoever you're going to pinpoint the blame at, they've definitely been present.
Redknapp. Barnes. Colin Moore was unable to provide a platform for the attack there under pressure. Barnes trying to revive it. Away from Rye. On towards Fowler. Great run by Robbie Fowler, and it just sat up in front of him a little bit, but it was a terrific dart beyond the defender.
That's brilliant. This is good vision here from Barnes. He resists the challenge. He knows where the run's going. He plays it between people. Fowler's off on his run. He can't quite get round the ball. He's right to have a blast first time. He hasn't got time to take it out of his feet and try and place it. He's got to try and just hook it in. But encouraging, he's made two brilliant little runs that have both been recognised. Colin Moore spotted him in once, and that was a super ball from John Barnes.
The coach of Paris Saint-Germain is a Brazilian, Ricardo Gomes. Only 32, he succeeded the former French midfield player Luis Fernandez here in the summer. Tiers header back towards James, and that's not helped either. That's a corner conceded on the stroke of half-time.
I'll tell you what, untidy corner, in keeping with the general defensive play. They have got to concentrate at this stage now. Stroke of half-time. Another one in the back of the net would be absolutely a disaster.
It'll be get out with the corner. Good defended by John Barnes in front of Rye. And there is the half-time whistle. It's been an untidy and an unconvincing Liverpool performance, which has been punished on 2 accounts by Leonardo, the Brazilian, after 11 minutes, by Benoit Coe after 42 minutes. And Liverpool can have no complaints with this half-time scoreline. Paris Saint-Germain 2, Liverpool 0.
Welcome back. It's Paris Saint-Germain 2, Liverpool 0 at half-time. Just before we return to Paris, let me remind you that this weekend sees the 3rd round of the Formula 1 season. It's the Argentinian Grand Prix, and you can see final qualifying on Saturday afternoon at 4:45. And then the whole race is also live. That's on Sunday afternoon at 4:30. Now, Glenn Hoddle, Liverpool defensively really so loose, desperately loose.
They've got to tighten up, Bob. You know, they've got to start. They're not marking anybody tonight, and they've played ever so deep. There's been gaps between them, their midfield and the back three. The three sometimes are not marking their strikers, and it's been too easy to cut through them.
This was Dommy, Glenn.
He's not done much anything special here. It's a little ball in there behind, and look, nobody's picked up the runner. Nobody's picked up the Leonardo's little flick and gone in tight and closed him down, and they've played like that all evening. But they've got to tighten up if they're going to get anything out of this game, and they've got to score.
We're hearing, Ian, that possibility here of Michael Thomas coming on for Stan Collymore.
It wouldn't surprise me. The thing is, you feel like when the horse is already bolted, you'd have thought that maybe he would have done that in the outset, and like the boss Glenn, I don't know what to call him, the lads will give me stick, but you'd have thought that you know, they would have done that and then like brought him on towards the end if we got an away goal or something. But I could see that. Happening.
Liverpool need a goal, don't they? Very briefly, isn't it?
Without a doubt.
Desperately.
But they can do that. OK, let's get our way back now to the Parc des Princes in Paris and rejoin Ron Atkinson and Clive Tilsley.
Thank you, Bob. I can confirm that Michael Thomas will be part of the Liverpool team for this second half, and I'm pretty certain that Stan Collymore is the player who has not re-emerged. As we relive the painful moment of Coe's second goal for Paris Saint-Germain. I have to say that they did have a little bit of luck on both of the goals, and the actual execution of them, once the mistakes had been made. You can hardly argue for their right to the 2-goal half-time lead. There's Michael Thomas. He's made only 2 substitute appearances in the last 3 months, 40 minutes of football in the last 3 months at Liverpool. It's funny, Liverpool have twice come up against French clubs in their long European history, and they've been the 2 greatest escapes in their long European history. 5 years ago they beat Auxerre with a goal from Mark Walters 7 minutes from the end at Anfield, and 20 years ago David Fairclough scored 6 minutes from time at the Cop End to see off Saint-Etienne, probably the most famous European night of them all at Anfield. And as things stand, they may need more of the same in a fortnight's time. And there's some repair work to do here to begin with. Michael Thomas is actually playing right in front of the back three. McManaman chasing Gotti here is going to provide the main support for Fowler. This is Coe, the scorer of the second goal. Right, just couldn't quite change direction quickly enough. He's got it back now. Gerrard. Fournier is forward. He's managed to slip the ball into the path of Loire. Fournier lifted towards Loco, and he was allowed to get in the volley, which was mishit.
Well, they got too easy then, didn't they? Paris Saint-Germain came through comparatively easy, lofted it. I mean, once again, it's a nothing key ball, and yet if he connects forward that way, they're 3 down. I think Michael Thomas has come on, as you say, to not to give the ball away, like, that's for sure. Somebody else is catching. Come on to sort of try and protect that space in front of the back people. But I think they've got to try and get closer to people. They've got to try and get some tackles in.
Björneby getting forward. Towards Fowler, who's forced it on. McManaman's offside. Flags up. Let's see that again. cross.
He does very, very well here, Fowler. It's going to be touch and go, this. No, he's not. No, he's not. I mean, but that's magnificent from Fowler, you know. Fowler in a crowd scene like that, managing to get up and keep that ball in a danger zone.
Well, that was the break that Liverpool needed. And in the opening 2 minutes of the second half, a goal chalked off, it would appear wrongly. Having said that, the same could maybe be said of one Paris Saint-Germain effort in the first half. But they're just looking for a base camp in the game at the moment, something which to climb from. The goal there would have provided it. Manaman's loose pass. Instead, it's Paris Saint-Germain coming forward. Leonardo played behind Loco.
Chasing a lot of scores there. I would have liked to see Fiona be sprinting up with him to try and make it doubly difficult for the goalkeeper. Fiona should have been powering down that sort of left-hand side then, but he just stood and watched Fowler get on with it.
Harness getting in a challenge. Down goes Coe, and not only is Harness penalised, he's shown his second yellow card of the competition, and that is Steve Harness out of the return leg. Disciplinary problems in this competition. Ironically, Harkness is one of only 2 players on the field who were on a yellow card coming into the game, but it's his second. So he's out of the semi-final, second leg. Leonardo with the free kick. Rye almost got to that, and James needed 2 attempts to get to it.
Well, I think that's a culmination of a few things. This, as you say, Rye fancied it once, they're just going to get a little nick on it. It's possibly obscured James's view a little bit as he's gone up in front of him. But when James is on song, he doesn't make that sort of mistake.
Right with a misplaced pass. Rye has found Loire. Now Leonardo. Barnes couldn't get in a challenge. Wright did, but it didn't stop Loco, and here's a shot from Loire. Tackles were not convincing, and Loire had a real side of goal.
Pussyfooting a bit. To be fair to Wright, he's trying to be strong, but he's not getting much assistance anywhere else. And I must admit, once he'd opened himself up here, I thought he was going to beat the keeper easily. I think if I was Roy Evans now, I'd take 2-0 and say, let's go home, try and do them in the second leg. When he got that little fella battling away up front, you've always got half a chance, haven't you? He's been responsible for 2 or 3 of the best efforts in the first half. He's set up what should have been a reducing goal for them in this half. And there's a lot more to Robbie Fowler's game than just scoring and poaching goals.
Yeah, we've seen him decorating some really good Liverpool performances with some brilliant goals, but here tonight he's playing well in a disappointing Liverpool performance, and that tells you a lot about him, as well as his ability. McAteer.
You know, I think they've got caught from the word go, Liverpool, between 2 stools, you know. I'm not sure whether to go at the game and try and win it. I mean, the lineup suggested that's what they were going to do, or whether to try and sit on the game a little bit. And I think that's shown in their play. They've been very, very indecisive.
McAteer's cross. That's a testing one. Manaman was waiting. Mar came to play. He's a pretty flamboyant goalkeeper, as Bob was saying at half-time. He never makes an easy save where a difficult one will do. He's pretty decisive.
I was going to say, I have to say, well, I can remember coming here when the Arsenal played in the North. He's not done much wrong whenever I've seen him play. Let's hope tonight's the first time.
Tackled by McAteer. Redknapp. McManaman. Hartness. Shuffle back to Thomas, and on by Wright. Now Stick Björneby. That imprecise pass behind Barnes. Played on by Leonardo. This is Loire. Needed Wright to intervene. One back by Coe again. Loose Liverpool passing. Breaking the cardinal rules of Anfield. McManaman. That's a good run away from Fournier. Fullback did well to recover and hold McManaman up. He's crowding out somewhat on that touchline. Right to Loire. This is Leonardo. Loco is free to his right. Now Patrice Loco. Still Loco. Leonardo. And it was Thomas who got back there to deny him. It was a lovely move.
I tell you what, I think if Leonardo had swung a right foot at that, he might have had a tap in. He was so obsessed with dragging it back onto his left foot that I think he didn't realise he was probably looking at goal with a right-footed shot. But that, once again, it's too easy. Good movement, good football from Paris Saint-Germain, but too easily getting through. No, you'd expect more resistance from the side of Liverpool's quality there.
Substitute. It's a nice ball into the path of Stick Björneby. Good control too. Cross towards Fowler. Lamar backpedaling, takes it quite comfortably. He was 34 earlier in the week, Bernard Lamar. He's been the regular French international goalkeeper for the last 4 years. He didn't play in the last game last week against Sweden because of this drug scandal that he's involved in at the moment. Strangely enough, Fabien Barthez, Monaco, who took his place, has just come back from a ban for cannabis use. Algerino onto Coe. The fall for Jimmy Algerino. Now Benoit Coe. Hartness managed to get in the way, but it's come to Patrice Loco. Algerino's cross. On bended knee, it's Björneby who gets it away, only as far as Fournier. Will take the throw. Nice little flick from Loire. Handball was that against Björneby, yes. Fortunately for Björneby, no yellow card, because as mentioned before, he is already on a yellow card in the competition. Leonardo has gone over to swing in a free kick with his left foot. It's a dangerous weapon. Towards Rai, who's a very tall player. Just cleared his fellow Brazilian.
Didn't miss him by much, he's just saying there, Leonardo. Just a little bit touch lower. Didn't seem to miss him by an awful lot. That's the second occasion when Rai has got in front of the goalkeeper and just not been able to get a touch on the ball.
And it was a feature of Paris Saint-Germain's play that Liverpool staff are very aware of from scouting missions and videotape watching, so the players will be aware of it too. Thomas forward towards Fowler. Couldn't quite protect the ball from Le Guen that time. situation now where Paris Saint-Germain are playing a little more watchfully, realising what strides they've taken in the first half of the game. They don't want to sacrifice the away goal that Liverpool are so desperate for. We may see Liverpool seeing a little bit more of the ball, I think, as a result. Redknapp. Nicely out of Björneby. Barnes. In towards Fowler. Another good run, and it's forced a corner, conceded by Fournier. He's working really hard tonight, working well.
That's something, I know the comparisons are obvious, but that's something, I mean, we always used to say about his mentor, if you like, if Ian Rush was his mentor. The ability to keep working and keep defenders under pressure.
Liverpool corner. Björneby takes. White is there above Lamar, and the ball only just above the crossbar. Little apology from the keeper, he misjudged that. Mark Wright almost made too good a contact.
Certainly did, but it's a good ball back in towards the second post area, and he gets up well, Mark Wright. I'm not so sure he knew too much about it when he hit him, because I think, once again, I think the keeper probably obscured him for a minute. But that may have been just the break that Liverpool could have done with something just to turn the game for them. I mean, the one moment they've had is chalked off the disallowed goal.
Björneby on towards McManaman. Signs are a little better for Liverpool now. This is Steve McManaman. In towards Robbie Fowler. Couldn't make it. Almost came for Redknapp too. But Coe was able to tidy up. Liverpool had three men. Barnes was up there in menacing positions. Cross might have fallen for any of them. Instead, it's Patrice Loco. Liverpool throw.
Well, the other thing we've got to take into account, of course, is while Liverpool push and try and stretch the game, and the game gets a little bit more space on it, we've seen nothing, have we, at all for this? It's very unlucky here. Well, Robbie Fowler just couldn't make a connection with the half volley, a difficult one. But we've seen little or nothing since the opening stages, you know, of Loco. And you keep looking and expecting and thinking, you know, the fellow's got pace. If the space is open and he could find himself 1v1 against the Liverpool defender, whether he could absolutely counter him and put the tie out of sight.
Always up on the right side. Now gone. One or two straws for Liverpool to clutch at in this second half. McManaman's disallowed goal, the main one. Didn't quite get Björneby into the position he wanted then, but Stig Björneby is getting forward a little more down the left-hand side now.
Yeah, but they've got to do it. They haven't got a stroll up there. I'm just wondering if played Sunday, whether there's an amount of tiredness in the team tonight, because they certainly haven't looked anything like as lively and sharp as I've seen Liverpool. Could be nerves, could be the occasion. I know there are a number of factors, but certainly they haven't looked as if they wanted to really drive the game as I would have expected. I think that's very apparent in when players come supporting in wide areas. Now from here, I think that they've lost good possession. Now they've got a problem.
It's Loco. Patrice Loco. Well, he didn't get very much power behind the shot. James was able to hold it.
Well, that's his moment. That's the moment I was half fearing that he's going to pick up the pace and have a go at somebody. And Mickey Thomas has committed the cardinal sin in midfield. He's given the ball away in bad areas.
Partly because of his name, he's had quite a lot of tabloid attention in the build-up to this game. Patrice Loco, he did lose his head one night in Paris back in the summer of '95. Created a bit of a scene. A scene he says he can't remember in a nightclub. He's been having psychiatric help as a result of that since then. Algerino. Put out by Harkness. Thomas to Barnes. Redknapp seeking out McManaman. That's a terrific ball. Part of the problem for Liverpool going on and finding the goal which would really bring them back into the ties, they still don't look all that secure at the back. McManaman. Thomas. Björneby.
back to the halfway line. They're quite happy for Liverpool just to pass it around, providing they don't go forward. They'll find it hard to go forward as they were in the first half unless there's better movement off the ball.
Dubiously chalked off for offside since half-time. Right under pressure from Leonardo. Matteo under pressure from Loco.
This fellow's been brilliant for me now. Guerin has played that anchor job. He's done what Liverpool haven't been able to do. He's played that anchor job, he's gone into all the right positions, he's been available when his own side's got possession, but as soon as the slightest hint of danger, he's gone and supported people and closed it out. I mean, you were talking earlier about the great Liverpool sides. Here we go again, that's a push and run. The great Liverpool sides, about the gospel of pass and move and all that. They also had people like Souness did in case that when the going went against them, could sort a few little things out. Now, I think they've missed that tonight. That little bit of resistance when the opposition's got the ball.
It's been a recurring theme for Liverpool this season.
And it's got to be said, of course, they're playing against the side, as you said, 5 games, 5 semi-finals on the bounce, steeped in Europe. They're playing against a team with lots of nous tonight.
During that run, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona and Parma have all been beaten here during the last 4 years. They really raised their game from a disappointing domestic campaign tonight. And they put Liverpool on the rack from the outset. And here goes Coe. A really fine pass too from Le Guen. Coe in towards Leonardo. Problems again for Liverpool. It was a pretty comfortable save in the end for James, but Leonardo got into a very dangerous position.
A nice bright feet. But the original move from Coe, you know, I thought that, what do you call it, should have seen it off Harkness. He seemed to run alongside the ball, and I think that's nerves or whatever. Oh, their defenders let McManaman here now.
He's recovered though, 40 years.
He has, yeah.
Still 25 minutes remaining. There's been a certain parity about the second half at least. I'm sure that Liverpool are playing anywhere near their best, but they're having an even share of the game now. McManaman has won a free kick here from Gerrard.
What they wouldn't give for one of Redknapp's specials here. You know, 2-1, the way the game's gone tonight, would be an absolute magnificent comeback, I think.
Redknapp and Björneby are the two players standing over the ball. Wright is forward. Jamie Redknapp's face says it all. There's a massive netting there behind Bernard Lamar's goal. It nearly cleared that.
It wasn't really the netting we were thinking of when he was taking it. I can't think I've ever seen James taking it that as well. As you say, on the positive side, at least they at the moment haven't increased their lead. From somewhere Liverpool could just summon up just that one goal.
Looking for Dominic Matteo, but Noir was looking for it too, and he's found himself a free kick.
They do that very well with the Paris Saint-Germain. They invite the Liverpool back players to play it across the face of them, and then all of a sudden they spring. Noir really flew at Matteo then.
The midpoint in the second half.
And here comes the big left foot in dipper.
Free kick into the penalty area. Look, Wen is arriving late on the scene. It's in towards Rye, and he connected with him this time.
You know, he's been in twice from 2 free kicks, right? I watched the build-up in that. Michael Thomas half took him. Nobody really marked him, you know. And he's nearly been in twice. Look how he steals him well in between people. I must admit, I think that's a chance. He's probably just been put off enough at the end. Mark Wright's managed to just get some sort of bodily contact into him and put him off. But when he struck the ball in, when Leonardo put the cross in, I actually thought he was going straight in on an empty net. You know, you would think in a game like this, you would think, hang on a bit, he's had 2 near misses. Whatever happens, we pick him up.
Thomas. Bjørneby. Liverpool are getting a little bit of joy down Bjørneby's flank. Fowler is there, Redknapp is there. Fowler's trying to knock it into the path of McManaman. Be a corner conceded by Jimmy Algerino.
Just wonder, even then, I think Fowler's done smashing. He's pulled away to the back stick. He's managed to keep the header in the danger zone. I just wonder whether Redknapp coming around the back of him could have called for that. And Redknapp looked to be having, looked to be in a very, very good position.
Now it's Dick Bjørneby trying to do a Leonardo impression here and steering a dangerous corner kick with his left foot.
Could do with John Barnes just getting under the keeper here with a little flick.
It's longer towards Mark Wright. Some very good defending by Wright. McAteer down to Thomas. Now Mark Wright is down in some pain in the Paris Saint-Germain penalty area for now. He's got a head injury which Bernard Lamar is trying to draw the referee's attention to. I think David Jones will be invited to put the ball out of play. In fact, he's put it down the field. Well, player's got to stop here. It's a head injury, and eventually Coe has knocked it out of play. And Mark Leather can provide some treatment. Neither side have crossed any of the giants of European football on their pass to the semi-finals. Liverpool here via Finland, Switzerland and Norway, with only a momentary flutter against Sion at Anfield before tonight. Paris Saint-Germain have beaten teams from Liechtenstein, Turkey and Greece, always with something to spare in the end. That's how Wright got injured. Rye was the man up in front of him. But it's the big time in this competition now, with Barcelona facing Fiorentina in the other semi in Spain tonight. Liverpool certainly cannot afford to be without Mark Wright for very long here in either penalty area. Ricardo is the man in the middle. Sat to his left, our right, is Gilles Batz, who is the goalkeeper in that French European Championship winning side of 84. Ronnie Moran, Roy Evans and Doug Livermore on the opposite bench. Feet, just being led round to the halfway line, I think, now by Mark Leather. Looks like he will be able to resume. We'll have both Neil Ruddock and Phil Babb on the bench. Patrick Berger is their other outfield substitute. Free kick from Le Guen. Thomas, Wright is back in the action. McAteer to Thomas. Guerra almost ushered him into the path of Leonardo to win the ball then. There's an offside flag against Fowler. It's a strangely muted atmosphere inside the stadium. It was rocking at kick-off time. The 3,000 travelling Liverpool fans, or the official 3,000, I suspect is rather more than that.
They've hardly had a thing to shout about all game, have they? I mean, I've never seen a Liverpool crowd so quiet. And funnily enough, I mean, I've always rated this stadium as one of the best for atmosphere, particularly when, you know, when the home side's going well. And as you said, at the moment, it's gone completely dead.
now steadied the ship, and that they can go on from here in the last quarter of an hour or so and steal a goal. And that really would be the nature of it in view of the performance up to this point.
I think I'd be happier if they didn't concede again, you know. But it'd be nice if they take it along, it's a bonus. But I think the important thing is they could conceivably get back from 2-0 on a real night at Anfield. You really couldn't see them coming back from 3-0, could you? Not against a team with this experience.
This is Wright running into Barnes and winning a free kick.
I mean, what we haven't seen persistently tonight, we haven't seen Paris Saint-Germain defence overstretched, overworked. I wondered how they would cope if there was real pressure on them. What I wouldn't like to see is those front players that they've got getting more and more time and space.
There's another test maybe on the way for David James. Rye standing over the ball, and Gotti just behind him. Set up for Ngotti. Off! It's a scorcher.
You know, he looks a big, mean man, doesn't he, Ngotti? And he said go on that one. That has really travelled. And there is not much David James could have done about that.
It was closer than I thought.
Oh, it was a zipper.
Ngotti at the other end of the field, winning a header.
He's strong, isn't he?
Matteo. Now Redknapp. McManaman. Nothing much happening ahead of him. Bjorneby. Barnes. Paris Saint-Germain have been able to maintain their pressing game throughout. They've found the lungs to keep Liverpool under pressure in possession. Very often Liverpool's passing has run the legs off opponents by this stage of a game.
Yeah, what they do, they don't run long distances to do it. They try and shepherd Liverpool into a corner, one corner of the defence, and then 3 or 4 of them all come out and fly out like lightning.
McManaman, good pass to McAteer.
And they shadow him inside, they let him play across, that's where they want him to go, they want him to play across. And while the ball's in flight, the defender, he's done well there, Bjorneby, actually. But while the ball is in flight, the defender was making up the ground. They're good pressing there, Rise. I mean, to be fair, Liverpool haven't been sure with the touch. I mean, there's been good pressing, they've been organised, systematic, but Liverpool's touches look nervous there.
They haven't been allowed a comfortable moment in the game. A game which started to run away from them in the first half when Leonardo early on and Coe just before half-time scored for Paris Saint-Germain. This is Coe. This is Loco. Crossed in towards Leonardo. Bjorneby managed to get in front of him, and Redknapp has a chance to set up a break now. McAteer involved. Redknapp. Barnes. Into Thomas. Barnes looking for Thomas again. No flag, but the ball running away from Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas would like to find its way back to Bernard Lamar. Headed by Wright, then by Ngotti, forward by Bjorneby. Good defending by Le Guen. Straight to Rye. This is Leonardo. Strong enough to hold off Thomas and find Fournier. Barnes to Thomas, but
I think Thomas has fell there.
Lifted in by Rye towards Loco. The header is by Harkness. Bjorneby out to McAteer. Thomas. Now Barnes. Fowler. Barnes' pass picked off by Loire. been the conviction about the Liverpool passing tonight, that's for sure. And their usual rhythm has suffered as a result. On to Wright. Wright trying to wrestle possession back from him. The referee eventually finding in Mark Wright's favour. Both had huge lumps of each other's shirt. The referee wanted to develop its own outcome, but in the end he had to blow. Throw in, forced by McManaman. Stig Bjørneby. 2 waiting in the box, 3 now. McAteer's up there. Harkness. Wright. Redknapp couldn't control. And here comes Leonardo. And he's got support here. Gerrard is in space. Thomas back there. James had the head. Could quite easily have been...
Just wonder what would have happened if he did on those 2 previous occasions.
No.
He looks quite good in his head, didn't he? It was a brilliant header, that.
Thomas certainly didn't make it easy for him there. But all that came from a Liverpool throw-in by the corner flag at the opposite end of the field.
You won't show this on the screen, but just Jason McAteer has made about 4 runs up and down his flank, wanting the ball earlier. But because, and this is what I'm saying about they don't know whether to stick or bust.
McManaman just trying to quicken the tempo a little bit.
That's loose, isn't it? That's loose, that's slack. Had a chance to make a good break out here on the right side now. And McAteer's got to run the length of the field now just to get back into a covering position.
It's Coe who's taking him back there. It's Paris Saint-Germain throw.
But he was looking for it a lot earlier. He'd made a break off the ball. He was looking for somebody like John Barnes or Jamie Redknapp to spot him in.
We have 10 minutes remaining here. And if there is a goal in these last 10 minutes, it could be the decisive goal of the entire tie, you feel. Obviously, Paris Saint-Germain have a real advantage at the moment, but it would not be an insurmountable advantage if Liverpool got their act together at Anfield. 3-0 might be, 2-1 would do very nicely, thank you.
Breaks are on there.
But the Liverpool style, the Liverpool tempo of playing, it's a religion to them, and even with 10 minutes of a game remaining, which they would really like a goal, they just refuse to change it and go for something a little bit more direct, a little bit more agricultural. I'm not criticising them for it, but it is fascinating the way they stick to their guns.
That's the ball he's been looking for.
And McAteer. Sliced the cross somewhat. It's a shame because Bjørneby had got up with McManaman.
Yeah, he turned in field. I'm surprised then that Jason turned in field, Jason McAteer. Now he has now got to make distance here to get to his defending part of the game.
Which he hadn't made that run now. Coe into Loco. Through the legs of Wright, down he goes. Play on, says the referee, not interested. Nobody can look more exasperated than a Frenchman.
Especially one that's just been blocked off on the edge of the penalty area.
Strolling forward. One of the few times we've seen him in the Paris Saint-Germain half of the field. Last just had a bit too much pace on it from McManaman. And shepherded over the dead ball line by Laurent Fournier. They're going to make a change, the home team. Patrice Loco certainly put in some miles in the home team cause this evening. And his replacement will be Cyril Pouget, who is a French international. He almost forced his way into their Euro 96 squad, in fact, with some goals for Metz towards the end of last season. He's had a little spell in Switzerland before coming here. Loco's contribution being well received by the bench, and there's the first touch from Pouget. It's a striker for a striker. For a little nudge by Fowler on this man, Le Guen, who's been fingered by the controlling man at Paris Saint-Germain, the vice chairman, Michel Denisot, as maybe the next coach of the club. The man taking the free kick here, Le Guen. Good news for the current coach, he's only been here 9 months. There ahead of Fowler. Now Wright looking to get away from Barnes. Hooked in towards the substitute Pouget. He's turned right here. He's squeezed it in. There's a real chance and a goal for Loire. It's 3-0 to Paris Saint-Germain. And that could be curtains for Liverpool. It's come with a little over 6 minutes remaining. Jérôme Loire has scored it. And Liverpool have a miracle to perform at Anfield in a fortnight's time now.
Some brilliant play and weak defending all the same. We've said it all match. I mean, it's a nothing-y ball here, but Pouget does ever so well in. Wright's maybe a bit too close to him. He's surged past, he's gone past Matteo as well. Now from there, Matteo should be making strides to block that out. Good finish, Loire, great finish, lifts it over the top of James. No complaint by the goalie. Maybe Matteo's a little bit unlucky, it's caught his heels, but you'd like to have seen him going there a lot stronger, more definite at that.
There's been a little deflection, a little kind deflection in each of the 3 Paris Saint-Germain goals, funny enough. They may not be finished. This is Wright. Wright made the challenge. McManaman emerges with the ball. And now John Barnes. What wouldn't they give for a goal in these last 5 minutes?
But I mean, was that not symptomatic, that goal? I mean, defenders running alongside forwards. You know, if you're a defender at some given time, you've got to get your challenge in, you've got to get your tackle in.
That's lifted the atmosphere inside the old Parc des Princes again.
In 3 parts of it, it has. Certainly in the red corner, there's been no response. Just utter disbelief.
It's going to be a long way home for those Liverpool fans, many of them tonight, unless their team can come up with something in these last few moments. Wright's header. McAteer just tried to let the ball drift past him, and wrong foot Algerino. There's going to be another change for Paris Saint-Germain. Loire, the scorer of their 3rd goal, is giving way to Bernard Alou. It's worked hard tonight, Loire, down that right-hand side.
Oh, they've completely bossed midfield from start to finish. I mean, even the advent of Michael Thomas at half-time really hasn't affected that much. He's added a little bit more resistance, but by and large, they've dictated the tempo, they've dictated the pressing in there.
Here is the substitute, Alou. Certainly when they put Auxerre out 5 years ago, Liverpool were 2-0 down for the first leg and won 3-0 at Anfield with that late Mark Walters goal. Recall them ever having come back from 3 down in the first leg of European tie. Guérin with a free kick to Wright. Paris is a wonderful place to celebrate, and the supporters of this club, which was created really in recent history in 1970 to give Paris a big-time club, big-time presence in French football, will be royally celebrated tonight if they can maintain this 3-goal lead. They flooded the Champs-Élysées when they won this competition last year. They've got another chance here. It's Pouget. What an important challenge that was by Steve Harness. That would have been game, set, and match.
But even on that one, Pouget's going in, and I tell you what, Leonardo was alongside him, you know. The little pass could have picked 2 of them out here. It's the little ball through. He's got either of them could have run onto that. You can't believe that Liverpool can defend like that.
Driven in by Alou, steered away by now Jason McAteer. John Barnes. Michael Thomas. McAteer has gone on beyond him. And Thomas has played him in here. And here's Jason McAteer with two waiting in the middle. Back to Jamie Redknapp. Hung up towards Stig Bjørneby. McManaman and Bjørneby rather left it to each other. Bjørneby tries in a poor cross, really, and Fournier heads away.
I think we saw the indecision on the first ball in. I mean, I think McAteer should have gone himself. Crossed it himself, he turns it back, big high ball in the box, and they all leave it to each other.
McManaman. Now he stepped away from Fournier here. He's won a corner kick. We're ticking into the final minute. Liverpool trailing by 3-0. Mark have a chance to give themselves a lifeline here, and everybody, bar James and Harkness, have gone forward. Bjørneby will take it. It's in towards Mark Wright. Couldn't win it cleanly. Fell kindly for Leonardo to clear, and anyway, it's a free kick. Final summary of this Liverpool performance, Ron?
Not a good one at all. As bad as I've seen them play in a major match, I think they'd have to accept that. What will go for them is the fact that at least at Anfield they will play a million times better than they've done tonight, and they'll have to.
Certainly the chains will be off there. There'll be no disguising their attentions, no question of them being caught between two stools. If that has been their problem tonight, they'll have to go for it. Puget out to Leonardo. This examination hasn't finished yet. Now Alou. Back to Guérin. Intercepted by Redknapp. McManaman with a chance to set up one last counter, maybe. Stig Bjørneby. Nicely angled into the path of the other fullback, Jason McAteer. Redknapp. Harkness. Here's McAteer again. Trying to force it forward to Michael Thomas, but he's been penalised for levering Algerino off the ball. A minute of added time played. The goals from Leonardo after 11 minutes. Coe 3 minutes before half-time. And then, most painfully, from Loire with 6 minutes remaining. Paris Saint-Germain have put clear daylight between themselves and Liverpool at the halfway stage in this first leg. A disappointing night for Liverpool from beginning to end. Bernard Lamar relatively untroubled. Liverpool way below par. Started sluggishly, started very nervously in defence. Sadly, David James had another undistinguished night between the sticks, but there was some indecisive defending in front of him. And Paris Saint-Germain found the form to capitalise. Leonardo steering them in front early on. Coe with a crucial goal almost on the stroke of half-time. And then that final devilish throw from Loire, which has given Roy Evans an awful lot of thinking to do.
Roy, disastrous scoreline and a bad performance by your boys tonight.
Yeah, it was a bad performance. There's got to be a bit of soul searching. We've got to look at ourselves individually, but that was very poor tonight. You can't defend like that in European games and hope to come away with any sort of results. That was an absolute disaster for us.
Yeah, the first two goals, combination of bad defending and bad goalkeeping.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's cost us of late. But say we've got to look at ourselves individually and say, did we perform tonight? And the answer is no.
Why was that, do you think, Roy? Well, the occasion?
How can you answer the question? It's so difficult. We just didn't perform. That was probably the poorest we played all season.
Well, we find it hard to believe that they played so badly, really, Liverpool, Glenn, don't we, there?
Yeah, Roy knows that as well. Obviously, he's bitterly disappointed with the way his team have performed, but they didn't deserve anything on the night, and they didn't ask Paris enough questions, but it's going to have to be a fantastic performance.
Summed up again by the Loire goal here, this third goal, Ian.
Yeah, it was, the fella's done some nice skill in the box here. He's held Mark right off and he's turned him, which is really something you don't really want to see at this stage of the game. He's turned him and he's cut it in nicely, and the fella's just finished it off, and it's really finished Liverpool off, I personally think.
Ian, Glenn, do you think they've got a chance?
I think at 2-0 they would have had a chance, but I think at 3-0 it's going to have to be a fantastic performance for them to come back. If they get an early goal with a crowd like it is at Anfield sometimes, we've seen it before, but it's a mammoth task.
OK. Well, Ian, Glenn, thank you very much for being with us. So there we are. Both of England's semi-finalists in Europe are really up against it. Manchester United are 1-0 down against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. Tonight, Liverpool have lost 3-0 to the Cup winners, Cup holders, Paris Saint-Germain. Two really desperate second legs for you to look forward to in a couple of weeks' time. They're both here, only on ITV. We'll see you then. Bye for now.